Greetings
We
from
start
wherever
again.
you might be in the world. We're here doing another interview with some wonderful Checkout Champ clients. They're based out of the UK and they've been with us for a little while and wanted to share their experience. Guys, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Yeah, so I'm Sam, and my partner Johnny. So our company is JRSH, and yeah, we've run a few brands using the Checkout Champ platform.
Well, great. So let's talk about that for a little bit. When you say sell a couple of brands with Checkout Champ, are there any other platforms that you're using prior, like to get to Checkout Champ, or are you using Checkout Champ singularly for your sales pages?
So we are mainly based on Shopify.
We use them with Shopify.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah. And what we tend to find is it's quite restrictive with the things it can do, in terms of like the checkout pages, upsells, and being able to create unique funnels and things like that. So Checkout Champ was a natural progression for us, especially with the types of angles and products we sell.
Wonderful. So were you also struggling with the restrictions for processing on the Shopify platform, having to use Shopify payments, which is also known as Stripe? Are you looking at alternatives? Or
no, we are absolutely using alternatives, and obviously for ease of integration, you guys, as I said to you previously before we started the call, I know Connected very well, which is your other brand, so I understand processing and billing a little bit. And the problem with Stripe is they don't like certain business models, like drop shipping. They're not massive fans. They may allow it through Shopify payments, but you can run into some big problems. So it's much better to have a custom setup.
Absolutely. So you talked about drop shipping. Tell us a little bit about the types of products that you sell. You don't have to give us specifics, but are you doing memberships? Are you doing individual? Are you doing gadgets?
I'll let Johnny take the reins on that one.
So we run D2C brands. In terms of niches, we are tackling the weight loss niche, the skincare, hair care, cleaning niche. So at the moment, we've got 3 brands that are up and running, but we're looking for new products to build a new brand around.
Are you currently selling on what we call straight sale? Are you selling individual sales, or are you doing any type of subscriptions with your products?
We don't have subscriptions set up at the moment, no, but it's something on the agenda.
Well, good, because when in Checkout Champ, I believe that we have the best subscription billing platform in existence. So when you're ready, just let us know.
Yeah,
we've definitely had a look
for sure. That's part of the reason we wanted to come over.
Wonderful. And how long have you guys been in business, by the way?
I've been in e-commerce for just over 8 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. And as I said, about 13 for me, but I started out as an affiliate, and I still do a bit of affiliate marketing on the side, just it's hard to put it down, when you know what you're doing. Plus got many great friends in the industry. So it was a natural progression to go from selling someone else's stuff to selling my own.
And so that's an interesting twist with, I think, a lot of marketers. They have these great ideas for brands, but they have no idea how to generate traffic. So they lean towards the affiliates or finding an agency. And, that's not always the end all be all, but it's a great way to start. And being able to control and generate your own traffic, driving that consistent traffic, predictable traffic to your offers or to your sales page, is a fantastic way to scale fast.
Well, that I think that's what gives us a bit of an edge. We're quite fortunate. Johnny is an absolute wizard when it comes to Facebook, which is our main driver of traffic. But my background is actually SMS, which we were talking about previously before, which is when you said, do you know, so-and-so from London? And I was surprised I didn't, because I've been doing it a long time. What I was surprised at was that not many people do SMS in e-com, and it's only just become popular in the last sort of 12 to 18 months. And I've been doing it since it's got to be 2015, 2016. And and the ROIs on it are astronomical. It's just about building that list, which is what we're pretty good at as well. Getting customer data, being able to retarget them, and really hit them and get the full potential out of each customer.
So it's interesting you mentioned that, an interview with one of my friends, Van Oaks, is also on one of the YouTube interviews. He told me that if you run SMS the right way, his SMS, for every dollar he spends, his return is about 10.
Oh, I think we might be able to beat it.
And that's the point. If you're utilizing that,
I was going to say,
you make an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
Where I don't think people are using it the right way. You guys being in e-com as long as you have, most people are using it for, hey, you left this item in your cart, come back.
There's many other tricks of the trade. I mean, like, give you an idea, we've been running a couple of standalone campaigns from previous customers that we've had. And I think, Johnny, correct me if I'm wrong, we spent, was it $2 and we made back, I think it was like 300 or 400, maybe a bit more. I'd need to double check, but I think overall, our overall spend is about $150, $200, and we've done about $7,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's significant. And it's just, you got to remember, it's a 90% to 95% read and open rate on an SMS, and most people will click it. If it resonates, you just have to have 3 parts to that message, and it's got to be offer, urgency, and a good killer like sort of tagline. Really, that's it.
We may need to put together an SMS course for our Checkout Champ base. We'll talk about that later, though.
Yeah. Always happy to help and help out. Well, once upon a time, I thought about doing it, but then I realized that I'm not a course guy. I'm, I like actually doing the stuff that they talk about.
So, having been in business, in the e-com business for as long as you have been, what are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned about running your own online e-com store, e-com brand?
Johnny, you teach me way too much because you're more on the e-com side of things. I'll let you answer this one.
Biggest lessons is, firstly, never get married to a product. A lot of people try and squeeze the life out of a product that just doesn't seem to work. That's something that took some time and some money to learn. Another thing is never be reliant on 1 or 2 payment processors, because that is the engine to the business. If they go down, then you're pretty stuffed. Customer service, keeping on top of that, keeping that good, and in turn that sort of helps support the payment processing.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah,
I mean, my 2 cents would probably be, some of the more expensive lessons is, if you find good staff, keep them. And obviously being able to build a team, Johnny and I have been very fortunate that he's had a lot of e-com experience with VAs and things like that. And when we first started working together, he brought someone straight into the business, and she's been instrumental in like, especially the customer service side of things. We really didn't have to do much. We gave her an SOP, and she sort of built on that and took the reins. And we talk to her once a week now, if that. And that's mostly to see how her and her kids are doing. And if I could say, the one main lesson is just really keep hold of those people, because if you don't, you end up having to start from day dot, and it's really, really painful. A lot of expensive lessons, especially. And another thing, agencies, we tend to find they're great on the face of it when it comes to marketing, but there's nothing quite like being in the ads yourself. Especially, with Johnny's background in Facebook, he just knows what he's doing. And the moment you outsource it, people want retainers, people want, a cost of ad spend. And really, you have to think in their mindset, what's their goal? Well, their goal is to spend as much of your money as possible, and essentially do a good enough job, when really you want to be able to exceed and excel in what you're trying to do.
And you bring up a good point there. Actually, a number of good points. So let's talk about those for a moment. When you bring on an employee and you train them, and they learn your business, your SOPs, they're providing you with all of your critical KPIs, you're investing in that person.
Yes.
Every time you invest in something,
Absolutely.
a defined ROI, right?
Yeah.
There has to be a return.
Yeah.
So if you have a good person, make sure you keep them. You don't have to keep them happy. You don't have to shower them with gifts, but give them praise and make sure they're in an environment where they can keep learning, because they're going to add more and more value to your business. So that's number one. And then Johnny, you talked about merchant processing. I've always been under the notion that if you're gonna scale a brand, I think it's, if you put more than $250,000 a month on one merchant account, you're putting your business at risk. So if you're running in that theory, running a $2 million business, you should have 8 merchant accounts.
Yeah, 100%.
So you want to
100%
the transaction processing. You're not doing anything that Amazon or some of these big companies aren't doing themselves. You're not putting all your eggs in that one processing basket, because we hear the horror stories when people come to us, they're like, oh my gosh, my merchant processor just shut us down. I'm like, well, what
we've lived it.
Rates? They're like 0.8. I'm like, what? 0.8?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've lived it quite literally and recently. We've been speaking to a couple of your guys, Hector and Josh. They're great guys, helping us set up some of our new mids that we've added. And our payment processors, we now just obviously do a lot of load balancing. So we use your 8-tree feature, which allows us to have multiple different processes in there.
We don't call it load balancing. We call it intelligent transaction routing.
Okay.
You know why, right? Because load balancing infers that you're doing something to manipulate how chargebacks are tracked through the banks, and our platform doesn't do that. But you can intelligently route transactions based on certain parameters that you've put in, whether it be, hey, I don't want to put any more than $100,000 on this account.
Essentially, what I mean by that is we're spreading our risk.
Spreading your risk. Yep.
Exactly. Then, as you say, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
And then the last point that you had made was controlling your own traffic internally. That's an interesting point, because we were using an agency for our, we run traffic, right? That's how we bring our product to the market. And our CAC, customer acquisition cost, was about $900. When we brought our own media buyer in, we cut it down a third.
Yeah. And that's it.
To a third.
Yeah, I've been through multiple agencies over the years, and Facebook is my background. I'm very, very comfortable running Facebook at scale. Not a problem, but for us to grow really as a business and go to that next level, I wanted to sort of step out of that role and outsource it. And I've tried to do that multiple times over the years, to be honest. And every single time, I've now gone through 4 or 5 different agencies or freelancers. None of them can outperform what I'm doing. So me and Sam sort of spoke, and we were like, we're paying these guys all this money, but they're not actually producing any better results. So it's costing us more money. It's squeezing our bottom line even further. So for me, look, agencies, I'm sure there's some good guys out there and some good ones that can produce results, but as a whole, they like to promise the world and deliver subpar results from my experience.
I'm curious, how did you guys hear about Checkout Champ?
We were recommended through a business associate of ours.
Correct. I think I spoke to your VP of sales, Brian, actually a couple of years ago. Just in passing, I was pointed in your direction when I was looking at different options for ecom, and I wasn't in the right position at the time. Johnny and I hadn't set the business up, and we just wanted to test a few things out, and it just sort of popped in my head. And then someone, as Johnny said, someone else mentioned it. We were like, do you know what? Second time we've heard it, let's just get on with it. And for the price you guys charge, and the level of service and everything, wow. I'm not trying to sell your product here, but maybe I should. But we're very, very happy.
You might have a couple of new affiliates on board, Matthew.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. We do have a referral program, which is pretty healthy. But that leads me to my next question. The next 2 questions are, why did you decide to try Checkout Champ? And in other words, what problems were you trying to solve?
Okay, this is an easy one. This is a super easy one. Johnny, do you want to go, and then I'll chuck mine in? We'll probably end up saying the same thing.
Yeah. So we wanted to sort of be more in control of our funnel from start to finish. the biggest needle mover for us switching to you guys was the fact that we can completely design the checkout page how we want.
That's it.
We found one style, one design, which is working really well, but then we're constantly building and testing different ones. You know, and in theory, the end goal is to obviously increase conversion rate and increase AOV. So,
which has happened.
You were able to do that. So let's talk about that just for a quick moment. What was your average conversion rate on the native Shopify site or check?
A few weeks, couple of months has been a very up and down with the elections and all sorts. What has been the biggest needle mover for us is our AOV has increased by around 20-odd%, which has helped a lot. So that's been the biggest key for us at the moment. So you imagine when you're doing hundreds of thousands a month, 20% is a lot of money.
It is a lot.
I agree. I would say with regards to the conversion rate, though, I think we haven't really realized the full power of what we can do with Checkout Champ just yet. As Johnny said, we've got a design that's working for us, and it allows us to test new brands, and we know sort of where the conversion rate would be. However, with some of your sort of built-in templates that we've seen through a lot of competitors and stuff like that, we know they're doing high numbers. And I think once we get our sort of sales funnel, advertorials, and all-in-one checkout and upsell pages together, we'll probably bring that up quite significantly, which is what actually, funny enough, I was doing just before I came onto this call. I was sat there with Hector and Josh just setting something up. And he just reminded me that I had a call with you, and I said, "Oh yeah, I hope he doesn't mind. I'm in my gym clothes." But in terms of the conversion rate, it certainly hasn't dropped. That is the short answer.
Okay. Was there anything when you guys came into Checkout Champ? Was there anything that surprised you? Like, oh wow, this is a really cool feature.
Yes. Funnily enough, was the fact that you actually had a lot of the pre-made templates of existing checkout pages, so Shopify style, Stripe style, so that the user, you have to understand, Shopify have done, spent millions optimizing their checkout pages, and from what they believe is the most optimized. People are used to it. They see a lot of stores online with very same checkouts, so they trust it. The fact that you guys had that good to go, we didn't have to build anything from scratch, and it was almost a like for like. And we could actually tweak it as well. So we could actually go into there and not have to pay Shopify plus $2.5K a month, just for just to be able to add a box on the right-hand side or whatever, or a trust badge, was really, really good. And surprisingly, how quick it took for us to sort of learn the platform. If you know your page builders like ClickFunnels and all that sort of thing, it's probably a swear word here for you guys, but if you know that, then in terms of coming over to Checkout Champ, no brainer.
Well, we love ClickFunnels because most newbies will use ClickFunnels because Russell's great at what he does, bringing in all those people into.
For sure.
But once they graduate and they're ready to seriously scale,
that's it.
They come over to us. So
it's like becoming a master, right? You start as the student, and then you've learned. You go, all right, Sensei, it's time to move on to bigger and better things.
Exactly. What do you think were your biggest challenges with switching over to Checkout Champ? Did you run into any roadblocks? Was there anything that was super?
Not really. Johnny, you might. Go on.
From my perspective, look, I wouldn't say. I mean, you could call it a challenge, but when you initially move over to the platform, obviously you've got the CRM in one part, you've got the funnel building and the dashboard, etc., in another. So it does take a bit of time to get used to the platform and where everything is. But like ClickFunnels, any funnel builder, any type of software, there's a learning curve to it. But once you get past that, then it becomes second nature.
Yeah, and actually, just on one of the positives that I completely forgot to mention was the fact that I could create elements and save them. There's just been a couple of times in other funnel builders and stuff where you go, I've got to open that page, try and copy how it looks, and then port it over into another page. Whereas you guys, you can just click save, and then you can go, I've got that in my other page. It works really well. Just wanted to get that in there. In terms of challenges and issues, not really much, to be honest with you. Plus, you get the support with you guys, right? So again, Hector and Josh, been absolutely instrumental. They, you know, I just send them a nudge and say, hey guys, I want to get this sorted out. I'll be sad when the 60 days are up. Maybe we'll have to try and extend that, because it's quite nice to be able to essentially have them as part of our team, even though, you know, they work for you guys. You know, I can just chuck them a message, and 9 times out of 10 they're online, and they'll just say, hey, yeah, no problem, we'll just get that fixed for you.
Absolutely. Well, and they'll take you out an extra 30 days if you need it, but we also have a platinum support option where you can keep them.
Yeah.
If you feel that you need them. In a lot of cases, our clients, when they learn it, they're like, nope, I'm on my own, I can do this. But if
I mean,
support, you can always.
We're getting to that point where we won't need them, but for now they are instrumental.
Well, good. Well, that blows my next question, which was, what are your thoughts on your account manager and our support team?
So well, that's easy.
Very happy.
Yeah, very happy.
Very good.
No,
very good.
No complaints there.
Would you recommend Checkout Champ to other e-commerce store owners?
Yes. What stupid question. Yes, of course we would.
Especially for e-com, you know, entrepreneurs that are maybe a little bit more seasoned, a little bit more experienced. It's definitely the platform to shift their focus onto, purely because of how much you can customize and build things your way.
Great. Well, you guys have been doing this for quite some time. So if you could give one piece of advice to a young entrepreneur in their 20s to 30s looking to build a brand and grow and scale in e-com, what would that be?
I've got an easy one. Just take action. Easy. Take action. Don't procrastinate. Don't think about it. Just set it up. And one other thing is, you're going to lose money. Just have a budget and expect to lose every single bit of it, like you would at the craps table. However, see it as an expensive lesson. You know, would you pay to learn something? Yeah, you would. Well, the best way to do that is by doing, and you have to pay to do that.
That reminds me of an old saying that an idea without implementation is a hallucination.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's it.
Do you have any suggestions for us on how we can improve Checkout Champ?
Quite a few, but I think we'll do that off a camera another time, because
list them out, because I don't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna let you know that, and so this is probably the announcement. By the middle of November, we are launching our full e-com store builder, which is it's easier than Wix. Like, it's super.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then by December, we're launching version 2 of our drag and drop builder, which I think you guys will be excited about, because it's a lot easier to tap into place. It's fantastic.
That's what I was going to say. If there was anything that could be improved, that's basically it. The drag and drop builder. But to be honest with you, it's robust enough at the moment. I just feel there's a couple of small tweaks that you could do, but nothing that would, you know, change the way it works or anything like that. Just that's it.
Well, fantastic. Gentlemen, I have to tell you, I appreciate your time. Thank you for your feedback.
Yeah, sure.
If there's anything you need, you now have
very welcome.
You can reach out to me. Keep reaching out to Josh, and
of course, we really appreciate it. Thanks for having us on as well.
Great.
Yeah, thank you, Matthew. We appreciate it.
And I'll let you know next time.
And you've got a great platform.
Yeah, anytime.
Yes, we'll definitely go for a beer.
Yeah, welcome in the office, and we'll go out for a proper pub lunch and stuff. You know,
that'd be great. I think actually we're coming out in February for the White Label Conference.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, then just keep us posted. I think Johnny's having a baby around then, though, so we'll have to pull him away from daddy duties at that point.
Yeah. I'll get the babysitter in.
Fantastic.
Good man.
Well, guys, it was great meeting you. Thank you for your time.
And you. Cheers. Thanks very much.
Take care.
See you